Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bandwidth and Banter. By the way, they can't see you just yet, guest. So, but they will soon enough. So, and oh well, what they will see. We all right. We're super excited tonight. This is what is this? Our fourth episode of Bandwidth and Banter now. Fourth episode. Second interview.
Correct.
Man, it's awesome to have WookiesnCookies on as a second interview. I have a feeling he's going to be a fixture on in the future too for future interviews. Because his personality definitely suits the crazy chaotic nature of all of us here. So, and I know that the folks on the channel are going to love him. So, I just want to thank you all for joining us tonight. So before we jump straight to it, though, let's talk about ourselves. So Druid, how was Horizon Zero Dawn earlier?
It was chaotic and ridiculous, and it was mostly me just laughing at the cup. my newest addition to the stream, which I have for myself, it is now the biggest distraction in the world, and it is so fun.
Your little glass coffee mug that you fill up with doodads.
It's so stupid.
I love it.
I love it so much. And Star Kitty is the biggest enabler.
Yes, she is. She's terrible that way, but
I
also
love
love her for it
so much. The cup of tears. And how was your stream?
Great. It was. I'm glad. I purposely planned to raid you today because you had said you were gonna stream, and so I was like, okay, if I stream a little earlier, then I'll give me a chance to raid her because I almost never get to raid you.
Yeah. I always raid you.
And but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We played some Cyberpunk and then some Skyrim, and because we're doing Bandwidth and Banter this evening. Once we're done with this, I'm gonna take Star Kitty. We're gonna go do something fun this evening, which is not that I don't keep in mind, guys. I love gaming with you all on stream Friday nights, but it's nice to be able to do something different with Star Kitty on a Friday night every once in a while. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So and hopefully we won't take too long either because you have something going on yourself this evening,
yes,
as usual.
That is all right.
Fantastic. So, all right. I think with all that out of the way, one more introduction, guys. We are interviewing WookiesnCookies, a fellow streamer and IRL friend of Druid's, and I'm super excited to have him on the show, as I know Druid is. Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us as we introduce fellow streamer WookiesnCookies. Feast your eyes on this epic person.
All hail. All hail.
Hello, adventurers.
That is amazing, dude. Like, I don't even know what to say about that prop. That is.
I told you I had a good prop. I was ready. I was like, let's go.
It's true. You were right. You're right, buddy.
Yeah, I was ready.
What was it? I said it looked like. It looks like Dark Souls Santa.
Yeah, Dark Souls Santa. That's what you said. Yes. I'm wondering when my next life is and what campfire I have to find. So hopefully you don't gave me a death flag right there, especially how Dark Souls rolls.
Yeah.
Do you think Santa would survive Dark Souls that long?
Yeah, I've honestly haven't played Dark Souls. I'm one of the few idiots here who has not, but
I haven't played Dark Souls. I've seen Dark Souls, but I will say I do think Santa could potentially survive up to the Crystal Lizard.
Up to the Crystal Lizard. Okay, I'm
That's
trying to
about it.
adjust microphone. I'm sorry. I know I'm a little quiet. The beard kind of muffles quite a bit.
Well, once we get a little deeper into the interview, don't forget to show off the real you. We love seeing the Dark Souls Santa, but we definitely want to. Well, you were able to throw that thing on quick, I must admit. So, oh, there he is. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, beautiful.
I have
wonderful.
unsheathed my beard.
Fantastic.
I do this.
Let's get that.
Now Banana Tom wants to make a Dark Souls Santa for sure in Elden Ring, because Elden Ring apparently is really, really intricate in how you can make your characters, and I think that's phantasmical. I love it.
Phantasmical.
So, all right, so
I may have to hang out for a little bit.
just to do a quick thing here, can I get a quick shout out if you want to do it, Druid or
I'm not a mod, and make me a mod.
You're not a mod? Oh yeah, you can't. You're not a mod there. That's weird. All right, I guess Star Kitty's there. Star Kitty, can you shout out, guys? We're gonna shout out our guest, Wookies and Cookies, so that you guys can check out his channel. And Wookies and Cookies, before we get into the questions about you and your stream, well done. Before we get into that, tell us what are some of the games that you play on your stream?
Oh boy. If anybody has tuned into my streams before, I play just about everything, and it scares the living daylights out of me that I can't stick to one game. But I think mostly I'm sticking to like roguelites, like Barony, and I think the most recent one I did was also I've been trying to get through JRPGs because I don't have the attention span. There's only so many squirrels in my brain, and one of them has decided to stick around for a moment.
I totally understand. The JRPGs are full of flavor and flair and long hours and lots of content.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been trying to go for. Like, I've always played like Call of Duty or like, quick like just jump in and go sort of deals. But I've been looking for something with more of like a story I can attach to and hold on to, like obviously Elder Scrolls is what it is for the single player life,
right?
And I love those games. It's just I can't play the MMO, Elder Scrolls Online. It just doesn't feel the same,
right?
If that makes sense. It feels very clunky. So, I mean, I'm an Oblivion fan. Everyone talks about Skyrim. It was a great leap, but I love Oblivion. Like, I'm sure some people like Morrowind.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Oblivion is one of the better of the games. It's underrated, without a doubt. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Now, I played it modded, but yeah.
Who doesn't play an Elder Scrolls game unmodded?
Right.
Like,
True. So, that's great to hear. The kind of games you play. I believe I saw you playing some Phasmo with your friends one time on your stream too, right?
Oh yes, that is a for sure thing, and that is happening tonight.
Sweet.
We do Phasmophobia Fridays, and it's always guaranteed you're gonna get Phasmophobia on a Friday night. We usually start about sorry, I'm trying to think PST since I know.
Say it in your time and we'll interpret it from there.
Yep.
Okay, usually about 9 o'clock Central Standard, so about 7 PST. And
okay.
Etc. from there.
Right. Well, this is perfect then. We'll be able to segue you straight into your stream tonight, huh?
Usually, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 10 p.m. EST. Get Aries got it, because I know he's popped in and laughed at some of us screaming and losing our minds.
Aries is good for that. Yep.
So the cool thing is, I've started taking sound clips from our stupidity and tossing it into as subscriber notifications. So if anybody subs for 5 subscriber notifications, you can either hear a cat, which is a normal one to be on there, or Nova, and they're both hilariously funny. I might change them into like the one subscriber, like somebody follows me, but they're too funny not to. So it kind of surprises me sometimes when it pops up.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Nice. Well, perfect. Thanks for sharing with us about your channel. Now we're gonna dive into the interview questions if you're ready for us, sir.
Oh, I've been waiting all day. I told my boss, I came straight off of work off of this. I was like, no, I have a hard stop today. I'm going home.
Thank you. We're honored that you are as excited about this as we are. So
100%.
So first question, please share a boring fact about yourself.
A boring fact. I do not like boiled eggs.
Oh, okay. Elaborate.
Okay, so, I like hard-boiled eggs when they're on a salad, right? But when you boil them in general, the smell is atrocious and it just fills the house with nightmare fuel. And then you wonder, is my significant other either gassing the place or is this somebody cooking in there? I think I have too many nightmares from living with my mom where she'd boil eggs, forget they're up there, gets used to the smell. I come home from school and or work, And I'm like, what nightmare died in the back rooms? So that's kind of my boring story. I just don't like boiled eggs. I mean, it's a boring thing to eat. There's really no flavor apart from egg, right? So you're
salt.
like, I know. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do it with? Oh, here's a little tomato. Okay, spice up the boiled egg. I mean, boring fact for a boring food.
Fantastic. Thank you for that perfect, excellent answer to our opener.
Oh, by the way, for the audience, I have not heard any of these questions, so this is not scripted in any sort of way. You may actually find Druid getting up and walking away to laugh off screen at some point.
That's
I
true.
imagine.
That is so true. Wookies and Cookies knows all the trigger points, so it's perfect. Okay.
Okay. Hit me with the next one.
Kick it back to you there, Druid.
Huh?
I said kick it back to you now, Druid.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. She has personal effects on me too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And Fate helped me with some of these questions, so.
I can't get naked on stream. That's against TOS.
That is true.
Please don't do that.
Is true. And he's not here, so he's still at work right now. Okay. Yeah. Wookies and Cookies. How did you pick your Twitch name? What was the inspiration?
Do you want the funny answer or the totally with the marketing answer?
Both.
Both?
Start with the marketing answer, then we'll end on the funny.
Yep.
Because it's a great name, and everybody loves the sound of Wookies and Cookies. It all goes together, and you can buy it on every t-shirt and mug you possibly want. It sounds great when you enter chat, and everybody always goes, that's a great name. You know what? There's no argument.
Show your cup.
There's a oh, show the cup. Okay. Cup.
Nice.
There we go.
Sweet.
Named,
we so got to make that happen for us. Yep. Look at that. That's so good. Thank you for sharing.
I have an artist that might be interested if you guys need a logo for this show.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm not going to try to butcher the name because I get tongue-tied very easily off of BBs.
Okay.
All right, funny answer.
Well, what's the funny answer? Yeah.
Oh, I was totally just sitting up at night, pounding a 24-pack of root beer and just going, what sounds funny together? And alliteration came up, and that was during a guild raid, and then I just got a bunch of shit for it. But I would how most people go oh, I was high as hell. No, I was on a sugar rush from hell.
I mean, you were high as hell, just happened to be off of a different kind of drug.
Corn syrup and hope.
Corn syrup and hope. Love it. Okay. All right. So this one's a Druid special, but I get to ask it this time. What D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
100% a ranger.
A ranger? Oh, okay.
100%.
Why? 100%. Is it because you like it, or do you actually consider, explain, please?
Okay, so, Okay, so we always ask this question because my friend group, which I've, my main family out here in San Antonio and Austin at this point, we've been playing MMOs games together. We call our group colloquially the Guild. So, I mean, between RPG campaigns and just playing MMOs and such, I've always played some sort of ranger or a healer. In this case, I've never been magically adept to be a druid like our own, right? So spells don't appeal to me. They just bleh, just ooh, I love preparing. Ooh, right? It doesn't do anything for me. I prefer to have that giant bear pet run at your face while I'm just shooting arrows at you and then sneaking around. So I play more of a roguey sort of deal. I'll sneak into a place, I'll sneak through a window, accidentally kill the shopkeeper, and may have liberated either the hamsters or the money. So I'm not really a rogue. But
so you do all these things in real life?
No, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
I'm
continue.
getting to that. This is the background of the Inception story in case anybody wants to buy this for movie rights. But no, for real life, I'm more of the background character. I kind of embrace the upfront of my friend group where I'm kind of the front face of it. But I say ranger because one, I love doing archery as a hobby and I want to do more out here. That's one thing. Two, I don't really see myself as the ideal warrior type. I don't want to be up front. I like being kind of behind and kind of go over there, go over there, go over there. You always have that back line support, but I want to be able to push the damage too. So, I mean, I used to love hiking. I used to, this is how me and Druid bonded originally because she found out that I actually lived up in Washington for a time,
Mm.
up in Mount Vernon. So that was one of the deals where we kind of bonded. Second, I told her that she went and then lost her mind on me, and that's kind of how.
And then I kept him forever.
Yeah, it's kind of how that ends up happening. But so like being out in the forest, nature has been kind of my deal. I mean, obviously I'm a recluse now. That's just kind of how my life evolved. There's not many forests out here in Texas.
A lot of cedars. Yeah.
Yeah, they're too busy trying to hurt me with the allergy poisoning.
Ditto. I feel your pain, brother.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, there's only so much of my face that can water out of, I only have so many eye holes to water from.
I don't know. I feel like after moving here, my face developed new eye holes that I didn't realize it had, and and my nose started developing sensitivities that I didn't know it had, and yeah, it's murder. Cedar fever is a thing.
It just means you got +5 in perception. Now you can smell the barbecue from 10 miles away. No, I mean, I've always just vibed with the Ranger. That's just kind of always been my deal. I've always played one, always been one, and just kind of like always in the background, not really the foreground of it.
Okay.
I mean, I can be, and I've kind of always been. I've always kind of been the navigator of our group for anything.
Gotcha.
Like, hey, this is where this thing is. Let's go this way. Let's go do this. Kind of like the scout.
Perfect.
Sort of deal. Because I have friends that are totally just distance and map inept and across the board. Like I have one friend that gets lost going around a corner. Yeah, Druid is one. Another one is my friend Jen. She is like, there is no north, south, or west. There is forward and tell me if I need to go left or right. If a GPS didn't exist, she'd be that person that's at AAA looking for a new map because she lost the other one after going on a trip. I mean, that's I've just kind of developed that. So I've always kind of been the scout of the group. Hey, this is over here. We can do this, or let's find our way to this. That's just kind of how it's. That's how I kind of ascribe to that class.
Cool.
In person.
Well, this leads us great into Druid. Into Druid is the next question.
Okay.
As very few people know, you play Pathfinder.
Yes.
When you're preparing for a Pathfinder game, do you have strict ideas for the story or loose ones and let the players go off and be wild to drive the story?
I'm assuming you're asking this question because you already know the answer. So I am not a structured DM. I have DM for all of our friend groups. That's how Drury got her introduction to RPGs. She joined my backyard RPG campaign with.
It was it was that one time,
and she got hooked. I had 16 people I was DMing for.
16 people, guys. It was insane.
Wow, that's a big group. I'm not a big fan of the bigger groups. It's not as much fun, that's for sure. I mean, it's different, but.
Yeah, I mean, I was running this multi-year campaign. Like, I mean, she came in. I mean, her and Fate came in at a campaign that's been running for like 3+ years at that point in the backyard.
Right.
And you as a DM, you kind of like you can't really. You can have like the structure of the story, right? And like I've watched your guys' D&D campaigns, and Stormy, you definitely have like a way to go, but you do leave a lot of interpretation for like the players to make their own kind of universe.
Right.
In my case, I had a bunch of drunk people that have imaginations 3 times the size of like a blimp. So it's kind of hard to keep the gerbils, squared into a single story. But it ended up being where the kind of drunk people were like off casting fist. I don't know how you cast fist or cast headbutt, but the barbarian said he was casting the spell, so I just let him do what he wanted to do.
Cast fist and headbutt.
Yeah. No, it's like I
When
cast
he's
rage.
combined
Okay,
that
you don't
spell.
really. Yeah, you don't really cast rage. You just get mad. He's like, oh, I can do that. Of course, he's several whiskey shots in. So, I mean, there was no much thinking there. Classic barbarian, moment. And then you've got the other side of the group that's there for the story. Right? So then that half I was like dedicating time to. They were doing, and I was letting the combat happen on this side. Okay, this side of the table that is fairly blitzed out of their mind. You get horde mode. You get to combat. This side, you guys get to ask me questions.
Gotcha.
So,
awesome.
I'm not a very structured DM. I've very much developed like I've got you tell me what you want to do. I'll tell you if you can do it. and then trust me, I will make it up on the fly.
Sweet.
9 times out of 10, I go in with like a base story. Like, okay, I want them to get from A to B. Anywhere in between there, players make up what they want to do from it.
Yep. I gotcha. I totally understand. So that kind of my question next then is what do you find most fulfilling about being a DM?
Most fulfilling, probably the fact when I run a campaign, it's not the fulfillment of at that time. It is nice to see like the players, especially to see them go, oh, this is fun. This is great. This is the story. Yeah, Drew, I just saw that too. That's great. I want to use that one next time. Great job, Aries. I want to use that one. Feet cast run. Anyways, but it's what happens afterwards, like the years later, like, you still get references from those players and those friends that have played with you. You're like, hey, remember that one time, like in this campaign we did this? That is the most fulfilling thing, especially when they come back to you and say, hey, when are we continuing that campaign, or what happened in that story, or did this happen with this? That's a very fulfilling thing as a DM. Like, you may not have gone into it with much story from the get-go, like, oh, big bad guy. No, it's the interactions that those players experience in the time of getting to that, point is where the real stories happen. Not like, hey, I defeated the big bad monster. No, it's about that time that friend jumped off the boat and in the hopes that he can use water magic to make the boat go faster.
Yeah, I agree. Crafting experiences that people will remember forever. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Druid, you were going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, or you have that little halfling druid that comes up and cast purify water on everything.
And then somehow brews an herbal tea that can do +5 healing because we had no healer in the party at the time, and a bunch of werewolves that were playing as player characters.
A werewolf party. Okay. Wow, that's different.
It was wild.
I can see that.
It was fun. So just because I put it out there now, sorry to derail some of the questions, but basically in my campaigns, I do allow, like, hey, let me know. You can be a lichen, you can be, a demi-human, whatever. Just tell me what you want to be. We'll make it work. And I'll basically give them like a blank template and then kind of give them a pre-built, especially if they're like friends, like our other friend Teddy and then his girlfriend Autumn. They would come in, they dropped in, they were the werewolf party. So, because they weren't coming in with like any aspiring need to be like, hey, I'm going to join this campaign for X amount of months. No, they're dropping NPC. Here, take an NPC I was planning to use as a story, play them. There you go. Little did we know, Autumn is a vicious lichen. She is this sweet little skinny girl, and she was rolling crits across the board with like the old what was it, the Blood Rager class from Pathfinder, from where she'd be like a mix of a ranger and a barbarian, and then every time she hit something, the Blood Rage would catch her, and it'd become a barbarian boost with a feral attribute from a lichen.
Wow, that sounds cool.
So she crit on 18s, not 20s.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So she found out she was very good at that. Teddy found out he wasn't very good at agility-based actions, which made him fall off several roofs, which is totally against what he'd normally be doing.
Right? Ugh. So my next question has already been answered.
Oh, damn, I'm good.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
not entirely. You're right. It's sort of, we obviously know what his favorite RPG class is to play. Let's ask him the second part, though.
So the second, I forgot about the second half. Okay.
Ooh,
what is your least favorite class to play? Specifically.
Paladin.
Really?
Sorry.
You don't like the whole... You don't like the holier than thou. You don't like the holier than thou, smite thee.
I am the antithesis of holier than thou. I mean, let's be real. Like, you ascribe to chaos. I made the chaos for you to ascribe to. Okay? Thank you. And I can manipulate that chaos. Paladins, so straight, so narrow. But okay, regular plain Jane paladins with their holy vows I hate. Paladins that take unique perspectives upon their holy vows and their god's aspirations and whims is a totally other thing. Like, I'm going to kill this village because they could become demons. There's something there that made them could. Well, I'm going to wipe them out so then that way the plague doesn't get to the other ones. Okay, great. You are now an anti-paladin. No, I'm not. I spin to my god. Okay, what's your god? Well, he doesn't like disease. Great, you wiped out the disease. Good job. Right? So still technically you kept to your tenets. But paladins just so boring to me. Like they're very much like the intro RPG class.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. I think it's possible to, especially with. Whoa.
I guess she had something happen over there.
I thought I had those turned off. Oops.
Oh, notifications. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, anonymous gift donor.
Yeah, thank you. Batman, I appreciate the sub. But I guess I didn't have alert box turned off on this one. Let me do that real quick. Oh, there we go. Well, that's actually just the video, not the audio.
Batman is the newest follower that I saw you get when we were playing D&D.
Yeah, no, I'm honored, Batman. Thank you. I'm surprised that we'll have to play with that. That's we had it set up so that the audio doesn't come on, but that's all right. No worries. This is a regular stream, so it's no big deal. We can run with. We're all streamers here, so we understand. So
Yes.
Stuff happens.
I think that. I find it interesting when players try and take a class that's very pigeonholed and create something unique with it. Like Fate's Paladin of Melora is a really interesting take on a Paladin. And 5th Ed kind of helps with that because it kind of mostly does away with the strictures of alignment. And I kind of like that about it. Not that I like 5th Ed the best, I'm just saying that's one of the things that I like about it.
See, I've always looked at the rule books, like for any RPG, whether it's Pathfinder, D&D, whichever edition you want. I always found them less of strict adherence rules and more of a guideline to help you in case your RP or your rulings don't go in the way, or there's some sort of like discussion arguments like, hey, this shouldn't be like this, or hey, this magical bow can shoot up to 190 feet. Okay, you tell me any archer that's going to be able to do that in any sort of way. Great, here's the rules. Boom. So I always looked at them as guidelines, less of like the Bible.
Yeah.
And I've never liked alignments myself because it, like Stormy said, it definitely feels like a pigeonhole. Yeah, it's very much you're neutral, you're lawful good, you can't do anything bad. Well, then you just made a very boring individual that no one wants to hang out with.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes for a very like I'm with you. Yeah, like I've never been a big fan, philosophically. I've never been a big fan of alignments in D&D, but I do see why they're there. Like you said, they're just as a guideline. In fact, anything, if you think about it, in D&D or any RPG for that matter, is just a guideline. I always tell Druid and Fate and Star Kitty and anyone else ever plays with me that fun comes first more than anything else, and the rules are there to serve us, not us to serve the rules. So, at any rate, shifting gears to a different topic.
I'm ready.
Druid shared with me that you recently moved from California to Texas, and obviously you've been saying that you're in San Antonio. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Sometime we'll have to get together for lunch in between or something in Buddha or something.
Absolutely. And then we send pictures to Druid and make her horrendously jealous.
That would be awesome.
I am down for torturing my friends. Absolutely.
What is the biggest culture shock you feel like you've experienced in moving from California to Texas?
Oh, this is absolutely the easiest one. I'm saying this to all you Texans respectfully, especially the natives. You all seem to have this hate avoidance with anything green and leafy. Okay, vegetables are great, but I have only found potatoes, meat, and the occasional rice if somebody's feeling like flavorful, and even then it's got some mayonnaise wedged in between it.
Yeah.
But green and leafy is good for you. Now, Stormy, I know you don't have this problem, but I know a lot of Texans over here, they will avoid anything green, leafy, and or has a stalk for some odd reason. And if it swims in the ocean, say less. No one wants to touch it. Unless it's either like a lobster. But everything's so close to the Gulf of Mexico. I don't understand why it's not a thing.
I know. I concur with you. I'm not originally from here. I'm not a Texan.
Okay, see, that's why you like green and leafy. Look,
And
Now we found
seafood,
it.
yeah, absolutely. It's really strange. Yep.
I do have one pet peeve though. There is no real pastrami out here.
Interesting.
And that's only because Germanic settlers came down here instead of the Jewish settlers. Now, hear me out. The only difference between pastrami and the brisket we know down here is if it's been cured before it's been smoked.
Oh, interesting.
That's the only difference. And I have gone to the barbecue joints. I'm like, hey, can you smoke me a brisket? But like, if I supply you the meat, and they're like, no, that's a health risk. I'm like, I just need to use your smoker, dog. I live in an apartment. I'm just trying to make pastrami. They take one look at me and say, yeah, heck no. Nope. It's like it's against their credos. And I'm like, I'm sorry I insulted your meat religion. I apologize.
Meat religion.
And I, as a transplant Texan, brisket is not all it's cut out to be. It's all about the smoked turkey. I'm sorry. Smoked turkey is amazing out here. That's one thing I will take back with me anywhere I go. But brisket, yay, greasy meat.
I'm with you. Smoked turkey is delicious. Like
smoked turkey is the best thing I've had out here. So
it makes turkey enjoyable instead of dry and boring.
100%. Thanksgiving rolls around. I don't want a turkey. Give me the pumpkin pies. But you know what? I will make a turkey sandwich in honor of your not putting a 24-pound turkey in my oven.
Yes, Star Kitty and I had spaghetti for Thanksgiving, I think. 1 year.
Oh, there you go.
I forgot. We go completely non-traditional. Oh no, this last year I made shepherd's pie for her. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
We are definitely hanging out. I am coming by. So let me ask a question for the interviewers now. Okay, it's my turn.
Oh, okay. What?
All right. Would you rather have cake on your birthday or pie?
Pie.
Thank you. I've settled the greatest argument known to mankind.
I am so excited for some future questions that we have on this, but
I know,
I'm just
right?
gonna
They're
interject
perfect.
here.
All right, you're next.
Oh my goodness.
Just so we don't get on tangent, I'll let you guys keep asking. Sorry.
No, it's perfect. No,
I can go on
that
this
is
for a couple while.
that is a tangent that we will have later.
Yep.
So don't you
there's gonna
worry.
be a part 2 of this interview is what I'm hearing.
Yes, absolutely. You're going to be a reoccurring guest. Okay. Wookies and Cookies.
Yes, ma'am.
We originally met playing airsoft in real life.
Yes.
You were a part of several airsoft teams and communities. Have you found any place out there in Texas to continue your airsofting or anything like that? Or have you left that all back behind in California?
Dude, presently, yeah, airsoft is done. There is the closest airsoft anything in, for what we did. The closest thing would be out in Houston, which is several hours away, and I'd rather not drive that just to go play, a couple hours of a game. And it's just really not worth the time or effort, especially, for the facility you want to play. It sounds like I would definitely go for like, one run maybe once a year now, but I don't think I ever find what we had back in Northern California with what we did.
Yeah.
And to correct your statement, I was only ever part of one airsofting community, ma'am.
Fire Team Delta.
Yeah, I just happen to be very good friends with most of everybody, and I'll be real. Me and the boys, when we showed up on field, game was done.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
We were a scary bunch of folk.
Yeah. Yep. And I was always just like, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna do stuff.
Stormy, I know
I'm gonna get shot a lot.
Yeah, I know you've probably heard a lot of the stories on like the airsofting side of things, but with any competitive game, you always have like that one team. They had to split us.
Yeah.
On the teams because or they would put everybody against us. That would be the only way any sort of thing would go. And we'd volunteer, like, yeah, shift us over. Let's go fight against our own guys. But it's scary when you had like all of I want to say the unit on the field.
Wow.
And
how many years did you play to build up those kinds of skills?
Lord. Well, I've always like me and my friends and a lot of our real life friends, a lot of us come from military, retired military, active military, that sort of deal. So a lot of us came into it with the skills prior, but in regards to, for me, myself, I was a nerd that played with plastic and probably played baseball at one, throughout high school. The only skills I had was running forward and like knowing I'm not gonna, BBs and paintballs don't hurt me. The skills for how long it took, probably maybe like 2 years, because I would go like almost every weekend. I lived like 30 minutes from, the arena at one point. And otherwise, I was driving like an hour and a half to get up there to go hang out with everybody. We used to throw barbecues, do a lot of community events. We ran Halloween events.
Wow.
But
I ran around.
Oh, go ahead, Drew.
Oh, I ran around with that fuzzy hood.
Yeah,
Man, I wish I could have seen that and joined in on that. That's.
Oh, I'm sure she still has it.
It exists still.
Yeah. There was a lot of good times with that. We definitely developed a very awesome friends group because of airsoft, and I have to say, like, a lot of us are really good friends still. Like, I mean, for example, call back around to Druid and Fate here. But yeah, as in time it took to develop those skills, it was really like no one ever goes, and no one should ever go into a hobby be like, I'm gonna develop great, I'm gonna be the invincible lad,
Right.
If that's the case, wear some spandex, go out, save a couple of, poor kittens from a tree. But in the case of like anything that should be a hobby, I've always had a mantra of never make a hobby a job. You should never go in a hobby and say, oh, I want to work in this, because trust me, it'll sour your relationship with that hobby really fast. And amazing memories, but no, there's nothing out here anymore for me to do. One, it's too hot to play outside, half the year, especially during the time that you would want to play outdoors for it. And then the places, like I said, in Houston, very far away for me to even bother with trying to play for a weekend or whatever. It's like, I have to make that as like a trip.
Yep.
But even then, I only have some of my airsoft stuff still here. I maybe have 2 BB guns left, and one is I've had since the beginning, which she knows. It's just which is a scary little monster we tuned up ourselves. But it's heavy as a brick, and the other one is a gas blowback that doesn't really work. So even then, now they're just nice, nostalgia memories. Otherwise, all my gear I gave away either to the community when I left, or I gave to some other friends that stayed there so they can use it. Some of them I sold if they were more pricier, but a lot of it I gave at a massive discount, and most of it went back into the community itself over there, because I'd rather see them. If somebody's going to use it, I'd rather you use it. Take this entire box of it. So no, I unfortunately have not played over here. I probably won't be. I mean, maybe I'll take, my 2 nephews that I moved down here for. Maybe I'll take them at some point, or maybe whenever I get my own land, we'll just plink at each other. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
right on.
Yeah.
I know. I see your patch wall back there.
Oh, I can pull that down if you really want that, but I don't think you have enough time.
We'll show and tell that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Or maybe or it could be for future interview stream. Yep.
I mean, I can go through every single one, and I can tell you a lot of them. I actually have some OG patches that Drew would remember that no longer are made anymore.
No, that's cool. Right on.
We also have our patch wall still too.
So my next question, Phasmophobia. Obviously, you've been playing that on your stream. It's a regular thing Friday night. I think it's cool you have a regular thing for Friday night Phasmo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Phasmophobia for a stream game, and how did that evolve?
Because I'm gonna try to keep this as PG as I can. I'm a notorious chicken with horror or anything. Like, I do not do horror, do not do jump scares. I am that person that went to a Zombieland movie, hid in my hoodie half the time because I was waiting for that jump scare to happen. See, it's a comedy ultimately in the end, but a lot of folks, I just don't do a horror or anything. I don't like surprises. I don't like not knowing. It just ruins. It's just something against me. There's another reason why I've said I was like a ranger. I always want to know. I have to know what's coming. That's kind of always why my scout mentality came into effect there. So Phasmophobia came about because my roommate's a jerk, and he decided to buy me a scary game and said, you have to play this, because we have a rule in our friends group. If a friend buys a game, you play it with them at least at a minimum of a couple hours. Because otherwise you're just insulting, them in the game.
Right.
So that's a rule. So if somebody sends me a horror game, I will try my utmost. Like my buddy Ricky just sent me like a jump scare walk around game. I tried, but I could not do it. But the point is, you make the effort to go for it. So
Right.
Faz got chosen just because, one, it's a jump scare. Everyone loves seeing, screamers get tortured and, jump at things. And then two, it's just fun to hang out with friends. I mean, it's a very simple game. You go in, find the ghost, stuff happens. Sometimes, some little things, you can have a crazy conversation that turns into an epilogue of where one of your friends has a dating sim and trying to find his lost love as a dead person with a dead person. He'll have an entire seance with a Ouija board asking questions and asking if they want to, go out for drinks or become my love interest in life. And then a couple have become like recurring themes where if we get somebody named Ruth, he instantly doesn't like him because she spurned him at a previous time. So Fez just kind of naturally became like a normal thing because, once you have like a solid set of, people that want to play it, and it's always just a fun time every run through. We always have a solid like 3 people, and then our fourth kind of rotates in and out depending on who wants to play with us at a time. So I mean, it was just kind of a natural thing. I don't think it was very like a hey, we're gonna do this, right? And it was no effort. It just kind of became that was the day we were open, and that's kind of just evolved to where it became a normal thing. Now, if we don't do it, now somebody's concerned that we've either A, stopped streaming, or B, somebody medically had a problem. So, I mean, that's the only schedule I will habitually stick to, and that's really it.
I understand. Right on. Thanks for that great answer.
What drew you to Twitch? Why Twitch?
What
Twitch? Got you there?
What got me there?
Why?
Okay.
Tell us about it.
So I have the marketing answer and the funny one. Which one you want both again?
Yes.
Marketing first, funny last.
Okay. Marketing first. Because it's a great place to stream and everybody congregates here, and it's a great community aspect where everybody knows everybody, and the second somebody knows somebody, their name gets out. Like in this case, Drew knew me, I met Stormy, and then it got passed along from there. Marketing answer. Funny answer. I was bored and my friend said I talk too much, so I should probably spread the love to everybody else so that way they can keep me company, so that way I didn't have to be on the phone with them talking the entire time. So if I'm sitting here bored in an empty apartment and somebody said, hey, you're funny, you should talk to more people. Great, I figured I'd do it here. Do I want the money? Yeah, money's nice. Do I do it professionally? No, I just show up for the hobby and figure if anybody can put up with me, good in my book,
Right.
I'm pretty annoying at most times, but I do have some great. Yeah, see, I do have some great moments in others, but otherwise I just talk too much, and my friends got annoyed and told me just to do something productive with it.
Well said, sir.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, in regards to streaming, what struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming that you can share with us?
I can't really say this is like a past tense thing because I still have this actively. When you don't have anybody watching, but you still want to put on a show. That's probably the most difficult thing. Like you're like, no one's here. I'm talking to myself, but you know what? I'm still gonna do it. Because I mean, it's hard enough to keep me to shut up. So talking to myself, as long as I don't lose an argument to myself, I'm good. But just talking to essentially blank space. I wish people were coming and joining and hanging out. This is kind of the social side of things where I don't see many people. I have a really close knit friend group, but it's not many. So streaming is kind of liberating and just saying, hey, I'm out. People like to talk to me or like to hang out, view my content, whatever. So it's very discouraging and difficult to just be streaming, I don't know, for 6 hours and you've only seen one person and even then they're like your brother from another state, right? Just come say hi. But at the same time, it's also invigorating when you do get more than one person and that one person meets that other person that's in chat like, oh, ha, 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 and now they become friends and now it becomes a spiral of, hey, I know more people from there. So, I mean, that's the best answer I can give on what's been the most difficult thing. Like going live is easy.
Yeah.
Keeping yourself live is the hardest part.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes.
Well said. That's awesome. Thank you.
What tips would you have for future streamers? People that want to stream. getting their foot in the door.
If you're getting into streaming to think you're going to become the next Pokimane or Ludwig or XQC, you're doing it wrong. Honestly,
agreed.
You're coming into this with the wrong attitude because ultimately, making it big is down to luck. Let's be entirely real. Don't come into this, I like calling this a hobby because that's what it is. Some people make this career, great for them. But my biggest tip is don't come in looking to make it big because you'll be ultimately disappointed about it. Come into it looking to make friends. That's probably my biggest tip. And after that, it's just knowing your camera angles and make sure you clean your camera. Oh, and make sure you don't scream into your microphone half the time or have somebody talking in the background and then you're just yelling at them. Shit. It doesn't work very well. I mean,
I'm always screaming into the mic.
Well, yeah, but that's just you. You don't have a volume control.
It's true.
Oh.
She doesn't. Yeah, she's.
half the time her mic's cutting out because it just gets peaked on itself.
It gets peaked. Yep. Yeah, we've been working on that. I think we might have figured out how to get it to not do that, but we'll see.
Probably get one of those. When the dogs get neutered, they have those big plastic cones. Put it on the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe. Yeah. I think it actually is just a setting in Discord, but it's all right. So, Wookiees and Cookies, tell me, what did family and friends think when you told them that you planned on streaming?
A lot of them don't even know I stream. I'm not a big social media person. Like, I only post out of the barest regret of, hey, I should probably do this to tell people I'm online. But a lot of my family, when they first found out I was doing this, they're like, oh, that's cool, that's neat. And then I told them what occasionally, comes in, like, hey, it's a little pocket change here and there, or hey, I met this great person, or hey, this became an opportunity for me, sort of deal. My mom and my dad, at first they were very leery of it, like, hey, quit wasting your time, go do your job or go to school or whatever, right? And I'm just like, I do all that already. I've never given you a problem. I've never been the college boy, but I've always been the work guy. I've got my career set now. So now it's like, oh, hey, yeah, glad you're enjoying it. Great, good on you. Now they want to know where my merch site is. My mom found out I had sweaters coming in, and then she found out I had a mug. So she said, send that to me. She's driving on her way to Sacramento, which is like an hour drive from where we live, or from my parents' house. And she's like, oh, you do that? They have me on speakerphone. So now they're very supportive of it. Before they were very like, hey, stop wasting your time. But, that's every parent at that point. They're like, we don't really get it, but, good on you. I imagine it was the same thing when skating was a big thing, where everybody wanted to do a skateboard video montage. I don't understand what you're doing. How about you go get a job? So, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, parents just aren't going to understand in the get-go, but I think that once they kind of get into it and kind of know what it is, especially a child that wants to do it.
Right.
I think mostly the majority of parents are very willing to learn what it is and then go, oh, this is actually, something that my child enjoys, or this is something that I enjoy watching my child do. I mean, I'm not saying every parent is perfect, but I'm saying a majority of them are willing to support, in anything.
Right.
So.
Back to you, Druid.
What is something you wish to do to enhance your streams for later?
Sorry, I have to really think about this one because I had so many ideas.
So listen them off.
Well, a lot of them is I wish I had my own streaming room in the house. That way I could set up more of my audio setup. I have a 12-channel microphone board that I used to use for our podcast back when we were doing the Airsoft podcast.
Oh, cool.
I cannot set it up here. I own about 12 different microphones right now.
Wow.
Sitting in my closet. Druid's seen the setup, and there's a couple that I have on YouTube right now still of what we did back at the thing. So I mean, I have all the audio equipment to set up like an awesome setup. Am I able to set it up? No, because I'm in an apartment and I move so often, so there's no point in me setting up all of this smorgasbord of stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that. I also want to get a couple more cameras where I can do more of a studio design for RPGs. I want to be able to do, get camera angles on our miniature wargaming stuff because we do like Warhammer, BattleTech. I mean, in this case, like how you guys have where you have the view of the board itself. I mean, I want to be able to do that, but I want to be able to like do like a whole production software where I'm able to like switch it between. So like how with streaming you have the Stream Deck, right? And you can switch between like views and such. I want to be able to do that, and I think that would be really awesome. But I think the most basic one is I kind of want a screen right here. That way you don't see the back of my like just wall. That's probably my most basic one. Like, yeah, I'm proud of, my old Republic flag. Yeah, I'm proud of my, patches on the wall. But this is my work desk too. I don't think a lot of people want to see this. Apart from this glowy thing right here. I mean, look at that.
The glowy thing.
What is that?
Distraction. It's a Corsair headset that I don't use. Ever since I got these Bear Dynamics, I can't wear those. Those sound like absolute trash. In comparison, I am now an audiophile, and I've kind of always been, but I've never had it like for my computers. I've always been like, oh, I'm just gonna have these nice wireless headphones that work. No, that I can't anymore. Like, it's these, or I think I'm like listening to a washer going through, and I'm listening to someone talk through a wall while that washer is going. But yeah, to enhance the stream, that's what I want to do in my dream, and I definitely have the ability to do it. And the equipment currently sitting here is just. I don't want to set up a semi-permanent thing and then break it all down and put it back together and then move again and then do it all over again. It just, it's not worth it in the short term.
I understand. Gotcha. Yeah. Right on. So getting back to more fun topics, share the least interesting place that you have traveled to.
See, I'm not thinking because I'm trying to think of how many different places I've been to. It's very narrow of where I've gone. I'm very much a homebody. But in the context of the question, the least interesting place I've gone to, was that the correct?
Yeah, that you've traveled to.
That I've traveled to.
And you can't just say, "Oh, the grocery store."
I was gonna say the barber, because I mean, haircuts are boring unless you got that really talented person that's sitting there and wants to chat your head off and laughs at your dumb jokes. I mean, least interesting place. I can't say Washington. Washington was a blast, going down a river on a raft and then almost killing yourself off a ridge while dirt biking. I mean, that's always a fun story. Coming out here to Texas, great change in my life. I can't say that. Living back out in NorCal, I mean, I loved going to work there. I think sitting in the commute was probably the most boring thing, how I traveled to. I mean, it's just, there's really no boring place I've gone, or I feel that I've gone to, that hasn't affected me and molded me into the person I am today.
I can see that.
Is that the best answer I can probably give without saying?
Okay. Let me see if I can. So what's I'm not asking them for the most boring. I'm just asking you the least interesting place that you actually had to travel to.
Probably San Diego.
Okay.
I don't know what everybody sees about San Diego. It just looks like it's just a city with a nice zoo. It's like I don't get it. I mean, sure, I'm sure it's probably got some great food, but every town has some great food in their own way. But everybody hypes up San Diego so much, like massive tourist town. I don't understand it. But maybe that's just from me as like a local's point of view. I don't know. But like I drive down there, by the time you get down there, you've been sitting in traffic for almost 8.5 hours through LA. Yeah, exactly. What's your first reaction when you get there? God, I want to go to sleep. You should never be that way when you're traveling somewhere.
That's true.
You should be like, I want to go look at stuff. No, you get there, you're like, I'm done with today.
I'm all done.
Yeah, it's just that's just me. But if you live there, I imagine it's very exciting. For me, it's very not exciting.
That's actually a great answer. Yeah, I like it.
I have interesting views on things.
I love it.
That's exactly what we were hoping to draw out.
I'm so sorry, everybody else.
Wookies and cookies. What is the shortest job you've ever had? Like the shortest time duration for having a job?
6 months.
What was it?
I'm a long-term employee for most places. General manager of like a burger place. But it was it wasn't really me like leaving. I was essentially promised from the same person that, I was working at a restaurant for about 5+ years. One of the, I was a bartender, I was a bar back, I did serving, did all that stuff. I was basically talked into taking a general manager position at another restaurant they were opening up,
Mhm.
and I was only 22. No one has experience to general manage a restaurant at 22. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's
No.
no way. I was promised I was going to get trained. They were going to take me under the wing, be their protege, open the place up. I essentially got abandoned for 4 months and then got blamed for everything. And then one of the older employees that came over too was kind of upset that I ended up getting that instead of them. So it became a whole
Yeah.
No
high
wonder
school
you left
thing.
in 6 months. Wow.
Oh yeah, no, they moved me back because I was still going at it. I had no questions. I was going. I had my best friend, my brother there. My sister worked there for a time because they needed a job. I saw it as an opportunity, and you know what? I was working from like 6 in the morning, opening the doors until about like midnight, closing doors, and I did that for 6 days a week.
Did you
And I was
did
only
you
22.
learn a lot from the experience?
Yeah, don't trust everybody. When they sell you the world, sorry, there are some lemon dealers out there.
Right.
They will sell you a lemon if they have a chance. And you know what? I got burned on doing free work, and it was just horrible. Oh, by the way, Blaze, we don't talk about that job because I'm still. That's she said past employed. Currently, being a stripper kind of just pays the bills sometimes.
Nice.
I mean, if you have a stage name called Glitter Cheeks, you don't just give that life up.
Glitter cheese. Oh my God. Damn. Okay, snap. The witty man. All right. So, sir, let's see what your wit has to say about this. But be honest. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you have ever had, and the weirdest place you have slept?
Okay, I will answer the first part.
Yeah.
So I have addressed this on my stream before, and this goes back to the story, the reason why I don't like jump scares and scary things in general.
Right.
I had a nightmare, and by the way, this is when I was younger. So when you're younger, you dream about something or see something, it messes with you for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was younger, I dreamt my grandmother was a vampire and she was killing off the rest of my family. So I had to go out and hunt her and put her down. But then she ended up killing me. So that's why I hate jump scares, because I woke up screaming and being scared of my grandmother for like a good year or so.
Wow. That's yeah. That's.
I mean, that's probably the one I remember forever. I love my grandmother. She's the greatest matriarch of our family, and I'm gonna be absolutely torn up whenever she does pass away. Hopefully, no time soon, because this woman still climbs trees if she gets the opportunity. And I've always had a great relationship with my grandmother, and I think just having that dream just kind of reinforced me, like, hey, grandma's awesome, because I've always had to convince myself grandma's not a vampire. And then you said the weirdest place where I've slept?
Yes.
Where I've fallen asleep at? At a hotel in Vegas, upside down on a couch.
Upside.
So like when you start off like sleeping on like a love seat where it's like a single person occupancy. Yeah, somehow I ended up upside down where my head was on the floor and my feet were up on top of the on the couch. That's probably the weirdest way, because I don't know. And I mean, the only other place I can imagine is when I fell asleep in the back of a logging trail when we were out camping, because middle of the night, you're like, hey, I'm a young kid, I can do whatever the heck I want, I'm invincible. No, when you go tubing down a mountain cold river, and you end up on somewhere down the river, at some point you don't know your way back. You're camping. You're camping. Yeah, I mean. Weirdest place is probably, like I said, the Vegas one. Probably the really weirdest place is just in the middle of nowhere with just a tube in your shorts and you're just asleep.
Yep.
Right.
It's a Washington thing. I don't know.
I'll have to try it sometime for sure.
Yes.
But wear good shorts. I'd probably go with a shirt.
Yeah.
I mean.
Always bring a jacket, even if it's sunny out. Washington's lying to you.
Okay, that is something that I have never been able to get rid of. I have 4 jackets in my work vehicle. I'm a mobile worker. I just can't. I can't break myself of always having a jacket of some kind.
Yeah, no. The entire time I was living in California, same thing. Always had an extra jacket. Always.
Portable windbreaker. Yep. You never know when you're going to be on the ferry going across the bay.
Yes.
See? You never know what's going to happen.
All right. We're on to some hard questions now, Wookiees and Cookies. Okay.
Yep, the last two super hard questions.
Okay. Okay.
Sausage patties or sausage links? First impression.
I'm
gonna have to disagree.
Patties? Why?
No.
Why?
Because you can make them into a sandwich, and a sandwich is the prestige form of food in the entirety of the world.
Ooh, I like his answer. I'm a huge fan of sandwiches, so I am a huge fan of that answer.
So let me put it out this way. Sausage links, what are you going to do? Put them on a plate next to something else, right? Patties, you can eat them by themselves on the plate, or you can put them on the bread, and the bread makes the sandwich, and the sandwich gets the toast, and the toast comes out, and then you got a sandwich toasted.
I mean, you could make sausage links into a hot dog, I suppose.
Yes, but that would require you to use a knife and dirty a knife, and now you got to wash that knife.
Okay, now you really thought about this deep. I find that fascinating. Well,
I've had this argument before. Look, okay, you can split the sausage in half, and then you can grill it like that, or you can like put it in your oven or do whatever, put it on a grill. You're still utilizing something that you have to wash afterwards. Okay, I work hard to be lazy. That's just how this goes. Okay. So if I have to clean a knife and or a utensil and or a plate, no. This guy always has paper plates. You know why? The cost is worth not doing dishes for that night. If you are especially like, I'm done after work. Okay, here you go. All right, got friends over? Great. You don't have to worry about them breaking a plate or leaving plates out. Okay, oh, you know, what's 9 times out of 10? Somebody has a holiday? Oh, everybody's coming over. Great, use the good tableware. All right, someone's either using their fork to go, yeah, see? You always have that. There's always that one person that'll do that, and then you spend the next 2 hours cleaning up after them. I don't know. That's just me, though. But once again, the edict is I work hard to be lazy.
That is a great motto. Man, I love it.
And I'm going to have to say you convinced me because I did win over Fate's heart with my sandwich making skills.
I'm just saying, if anybody ever tells me what's the greatest food on the planet, a lot of people say steak or like lobster or like, you know, crab or something like that. No, I beg to differ. It's a sandwich because you can always put anything between those two buns, and you can even change the buns.
We like buns and meat. Sorry.
You don't even have to have meat there. If you just only want veggies, congratulations, you got a veggie sandwich.
That's right.
I mean, it's the most utilitarian thing, and 9 times out of 10, you know, you got to go out for a picnic. What are you going to have? PB&J or a sandwich or something, you know, like dips it in. And then even then, as long as you have the bread, you can even put the stuff on there and then make the sandwich that you weren't even planning to make.
I like your logic.
Just saying. Just saying. Thank you. I have converted the audience.
All right. On this same topic, the last question before we open up the question to the audience and the interviewers to the interviewee. All
right.
Last question. Here we go. Deeply serious.
So serious.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No, you're an abomination if you decide to put fruit on that pizza.
Oh, high five.
I have vibes of where we have called Stormy. You know what? I like you. I will allow you an exception, but I'm still saying you may need psychiatric care.
I gotta ask you two. Okay, both of you are very strong. Have strong opinions on this matter. Have you actually tried it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Cold pizza. Look, pizza's pizza. Whether you have it, by the way, okay, I'll turn this one on you in just a second. But pizza is pizza. You eat it if it's there or not. Whether you have something on it that you dislike or not, you could choose not to eat the pizza. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to eat the pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, regardless, if there's a Hawaiian pizza in front of you, you're going to eat it. Sure,
yeah,
you might
take everything off.
You're going to take some of it off. I have eaten Hawaiian pizza because I'm a firm believer in don't knock it till you try it. Right?
Right.
In my case, I've tried it way too many times, and I just can't find any redeeming quality apart from a pineapple is too damn tart and it's too sweet on a savory object. That's just me. And also, the monsters that put salt on watermelon, I see you.
Yep. So, yeah, this is for me. Same thing. I've tried it. I've tried. I have genuinely tried, and I'm this, you know, don't knock it till you try it. 100% live by the same rules, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, cannot.
They're just some things that are, you know, in the holy trinity of flatbread sauce topping deal, trifecta, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, look, respect to you for liking what you like. I will never harsh on anybody on their preferences and or opinions. But I am allowed to say that your taste buds probably have a rejectability.
Well, I would say scientifically that it definitely is a taste bud thing for sure. I would say that
no, for sure.
for 100%. But I love the comedy of what you said.
Some people like eating raw onions, and they are monsters. But you know what? No, I'm not talking like onion slices on something. I'm talking about they're gonna pick up a yellow onion and take a bite out of it.
Yeah, my grandma used to eat onions like an apple. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, see, it's a taste bud thing. But you know what? Everybody has layers.
Layers. Put-um-bum. I like it. I like it, the onion layer thing. Okay.
I do have to say, I love onions. And I will eat a raw ass onion, and I don't give a heck.
Well, I mean,
like an apple? Wow.
I have.
So
only once, and it was a Walla Walla sweet onion, fresh from the garden. And it was very delicious, and I didn't give a heck.
Okay, so
the store-bought ones are not as good, though.
I have to ask you. This is a real question. Be serious here, okay? Drew, do you actually have paint on your walls? Because I imagine your halitosis breath when you jumped in the onion has kind of peeled all the paint layers off. Latex doesn't hold on that well.
Yeah. So, yes.
Okay.
So,
What's the brand? Because I need to get some to paint the house in case the apocalypse happens.
I haven't had a raw onion like that since we've moved into this house.
Oh, that's why the paint's still there. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. So, I have always joked about getting an onion tattoo in my armpit because my poor husband has to deal with that. Because he's just because I will literally garlic the shit out of something. I will just fill that thing with onions. I don't give a heck. It tastes so good to me. And my poor husband's just like, get your fucking armpits away from me. And I'm like, so I always joke about getting an onion tattoo, directly in my arm.
You've weaponized your vegetable of choice. I imagine that's a hate crime somewhere.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that statement. I think
so
we need to.
My husband literally in chat, it was like, yeah, it fucking sucks.
we need to check the laws in her state for sure. Maybe you have to call the SWAT.
I mean, WMDs. I mean, it just might be WM armpit.
Biochemical warfare against a husband, a spouse.
No more mustard gas. Bring the druid pits.
Mustard what?
Mustard what? All I smell is onion.
This is like a neurotoxin in cyberpunk.
I win.
I'm waiting for the camera to go out with the stench. Just a black screen all of a sudden.
I have not had onions today. So everybody's safe for now.
Fate, I'm really sorry because the first thing she's gonna do is go for that onion.
I'm just gonna wait for him to come home, and I'm just gonna be holding the onion.
And then you're gonna demand a kiss.
Yeah. He's just gonna be back, Ethan.
I know how you ladies work. You do that one weird thing. You're like, no, kiss me if you love me, and now you've weaponized it. Oh Lord. Those weren't that hard of questions. The sausage patty was a clear thing, and then pineapple on pizza is an obvious deal. I mean, everyone has their opinions, but you know what? It isn't a hard question.
You're right. It's not a hard question. It is delicious.
Now, Stormy, we were getting on the right foot here.
Now, seriously though, I agree with your earlier. I mean, it's fun to joke about it, but it's absolutely true. Earlier sentiment. There are certain things in life that we can laughingly joke about having differing opinions of. What your favorite color is, right? Things like that. And I love that human beings can totally understand that concept that, oh, this person likes this kind of food and I don't, and that's okay. We can be friends about it, right? It bothers me. This is strange. This is a different topic, but it's sad to me that humans can't also extrapolate that a little further into their like politics and religion and stuff too. You know,
I am 100% with you because Druid will know this, but I don't post very often on my Facebook, and the only times I do, there's only one thing that constantly comes up is about politics, especially when the whole, my side versus the other side, right?
Yeah.
You can have your opinions all you want, and you know what? One thing I pointed out to even my friends, like I've had friends stop talking to each other at some point because of that. I mean, everybody's had that split, family against family, friends against friends. I've always said, look, you were friends before you decided to express your opinion and decide that it defines you as a person. I mean, it's kind of stupid that you decided like, oh, now I no longer can associate with them. Because you know what? Ultimately, that just shows you as a bad character on your own. Like you can be friends with them before when you didn't know that they ascribe to this one direct way. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm friends with Democrats. I'm friends with the Republicans. I'm, fiercely independents. I've always been in the middle. I've been around too much religion and just there. I can't say you can't deny somebody their own opinion. But the second you bring that into your life off of how you treat another individual is a whole different matter, and you should be discussing yourself if that is the case.
Well, I don't know. I think that's a bit extreme. I think people, we just need to start to realize, hey, someone who has a viewpoint about a certain topic that differs from my own is not that different than a favorite color or favorite food. And, so ultimately we can find common ground, we can accept that somebody has a different viewpoint. Like, for example, we figured out from this conversation that, the whole pineapple on pizza thing, it's a taste bud thing, and it's wonderful that Twitch brings us together to have fun. And by the way, I don't know how you do on your channel, but on my channel, we don't talk religion or politics because we're all about fun and funny and having a good time. So.
No, yeah, I agree with that. It's just when people weaponize it and then just aren't willing to accept someone else's opinion. That's
exactly.
That was kind of where I was going. But no, I'm with you. I don't, politics, sexual preference, your religion, I don't care. You are who you are. I'm not here to argue with you about who you are or what you believe. I mean, sure, you can tell me your opinion. I can tell you whether I agree with it, but you have to accept both sides of it. I can accept who you are. You can accept who I am. That's kind of always how I felt. And like back to the airsoft thing, that's kind of always how we've been with the team for Fire Team Delta when we used to do airsoft. And that's kind of how we built that community. I mean,
well, I think that's the key right there, brother. You nailed it. And that's human beings need to start realizing that we're all on the same team. We're all one community. All of us, every single human on this planet is one team, one community. And there's no reason why we can't all come together. That's what I think, anyway.
Come together. Oh, wait, I don't want to get... Let's not do that.
But at any rate, go ahead, Drew.
I will say, so, couple things. So, Fate asks, why are you so sexy? So if you would like to answer that.
7 minutes in heaven in there with Fate. Sorry, I didn't mean to not tell you, Druid, but there are some things that happen in the eVike back room that just stay in the eVike back room.
I know.
I'm just telling you. Just telling you.
I'm not even mad. I'm gonna scroll back because D Gamer Aries also had a question earlier in chat.
Oh, he did.
I really wanted. He did. So I just wanted to. Oh.
Star Kitty asks, "What music do you like to listen to?"
I am the most eclectic listener of music. There's not. Lord, I can only answer this in like the initial, like what I'm listening to now, and lately it's been a bluegrass and synthwave kick. That's been my favorite music that I've been going back to lately. But I mean, I listen to everything from like I even like polka. Of all the things to listen to.
Oh my God!
out of nowhere. Look,
Now
occasionally
you're
you get
anathema. Now I
track-
disagree. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's fine.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Occasionally, you're just in a mood to just put on the clogs, go romping down the street, and hope somebody else dances with you. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, but I don't think I found like okay, I take that back. I have found one genre that I cannot stand is screamo. I don't understand what the greatness of listening to white noise in the background is.
My poor little emo kid from middle school heart is
Emo
sad.
is fine, but when you have somebody screaming over 70% of the track, like deathcore metal, too, I don't get it. Like, I'll give me the audio track. I don't want to hear you screaming over the great musicians that are sitting there fine-tuning their craft, and then you yelling at me to listen to your lyrics that you can't even tell what you're saying. But that's just me. That's just me. What message are you trying to tell me? I want to know, but I can't figure it out.
Guppy had a great answer to. And did I interrupt you, Druid?
Oh,
No.
she said something about Aries' question. What was the question that Aries had back?
Oh, Aries asks, we must get a personal silly story from a time you and Druid hung out. Oh, there we go.
While you're thinking about it, I'm gonna say, Guppy, first time chatter, welcome, by the way, to the channel.
He's one of mine.
Guppy commented that, have you read his name? His name explains why he's so sexy. Wookiees and Cookies. It's perfect.
So Guppy is essentially my stream partner at this point. He's one of my really good friends. He's an awesome individual, smart as a whip. He just gets distracted very easily. And he's my stream fish.
Right on, right on.
I have custom set commands for when somebody wants to do something to him and mess with him because I play with him so often. He's actually one of the Phasmophobia folks, which we are playing Phasmophobia. Guppy, I have not looked at the chat in about however long this stream has been going now, about an hour and a half. Okay, I don't know what you and Kat have said, but we are playing Phas. Okay. Anyways, so hold on. He put it. Personal silly story from when me and Druid hung out. I want to say the best one was probably when we were on the airsoft field. We were doing one of the barbecues, and then we were having a running joke out the barbecue. I forget what it was, but then we brought it out in the field, and then we started like going throughout the airsoft field and shooting people. We were doing like the Zoidberg walk, and we were shooting people between the buildings. See, she's laughing because she remembers it now. We were sitting there screaming at the top of our lungs with like airsoft going running through between them, and then like sitting there running through and shooting people like that. That was probably the funniest one that we hung out. And then we went back out laughing our heads off, and these kids came up. They're all like, you guys were great. Why were you doing that? And I'm like, because we wanted to. So what happens?
Ridiculous.
What happens with the next round? We do it again. The kids are joining us. Now we have a pack of like 16-year-olds and like 8-year-olds running behind us with airsoft guns doing the same thing. The game is essentially stopped. There's only one corner of the field that's actively shooting. The rest of us are just running around in the center of the field going,
wow.
That's the entire run. That's kind of the weird stuff that happens when we throw these community barbecues. It's just anything can happen. We used to set our custom games on it, and that was probably the weirdest one we do with Druid that I can think of off the top of my head. We had some really weird ones.
We've had some great times.
Healing mystical tea, Zoidberg run-throughs. Why are we trying to hop through the hotel window and one of us falls on our face? And then the rest of us do like this battle trauma thing where we all circle up like a phalanx of like Legion warriors. Everybody gets shot, we all hit the floor dying, and now you just have a circle of dead people everywhere. It's just there's a lot of weird times whenever you know somebody, especially when you're good friends with somebody that's willing to just do weird stuff with you.
Yeah.
If all your friends have no shame, it's pack mentality at that point, and everybody has to have no shame.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why it's so much fun to play D&D or Pathfinder or any kind of tabletop role-playing game, because you really get to let loose.
Whenever you guys play and I watch, I'm like, God, I want to bring one of my characters into this campaign for a one-off. But I'm like, I feel weird being that person in chat. Be like, can I play?
Yeah, and unfortunately, obviously it's tight as it is. But I do.
I know you want to keep, like, I know as a DM for personal experience, once you have your group, that no extras, please. It just derails from there. But you know, it's always fun watching you guys whenever you guys play, because it's great to see people genuinely enjoy, especially the hobby.
Thank you. Agreed. Well, man, Wookiees and Cookies, you've really given us an insight into yourself and to your stream, and I think what you do on Twitch is wonderful because just like we were talking about, you're bringing joy and laughter to people's lives, and you see it as a hobby, and maybe it'll turn into something else. But whether it does or not, we're here for each other, and we're building each other up and lifting each other up. And I think, yeah, I'm honored and appreciate you so much that you came on Bandwidth and Banter with us tonight.
There was no hesitation. The second Druid asked me, I was like, okay, cool, let's go. I mean, there was like no, like I feel honored even being asked to even do this. I mean, Stormy, I haven't known you very long. Like we've only really talked through like chat or what we interact whenever I pop into your chat or you pop into my chat. And it's been great getting to know you. I mean, honestly, it's great to see the joy that you even bring, and the fact that you want to, you take this more as a craft. And it's very inspiring to see because it makes me want to do better. Oh. And it's nice to see a different perspective on somebody doing something. Yeah, like you said, we're all here to uplift each other. And that's all we want to do. We want to make people smile. We want to entertain. We want to make the friends. We want to say, hey, try out this new thing. I mean, that's how people grow and how people evolve.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to come online, especially to watch a stream, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, or anywhere else, and just be like, yeah, I'm miserable, but I'm gonna hang out here because maybe we as entertainers or as content creators will make you smile. I mean, that's the whole name of the game. So you know what? I am very honored to be here. Thank you for having me as one of your interviewees.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to future ones in the going down the line too.
Oh, absolutely. I had a ball of a time. This has been fun. Like really.
Yay!
I mean. Just like my whole goal here was to 1, impress Stormy, 2, to make sure Druid broke down at some point.
Mute my mic at one point. I actually physically muted the mic.
Oh, we saw. Oh, and if anybody watches at the beginning of this, I don't know if you have VODs enabled, Stormy, but you can actually watch her break when I'm sitting there making faces at her before they even turn on the camera for this.
Yes, I remember it.
Yeah, so I mean,
that is the kind of amazing.
This is going on YouTube.
Yep, it is. It's going on YouTube. As long as you're okay with that, by the way. As long as you're okay with that. Okay.
People see my face on a daily basis. If they can stand this mug, I'm pretty okay. I'm good.
Right on.
This is my express permission to use my likeness and YouTube-ish nature for their program only. None of you get anything else. Only them.
I'm gonna make your face an emote.
Okay, well, that you may have. I want royalties on that one.
All
right, cool. I take donuts and tea sessions.
Thank you for that. So, Druid, I'll let you do his outro, and then we'll wrap up between the two of us for just a few minutes.
Perfect. If you haven't followed Wookies and Cookies,
here comes a speech.
I am greatly disappointed.
Wow.
If you want to have joy in your life, you have to follow Wookies and Cookies. Not only because he is a wonderful streamer, he is beyond wonderful friend. He is one of the best hugs. He has the best hugs in the world.
Oh, I was
Fate said the same thing.
Yeah. Best hugs in the world. He is an amazing friend. And it's one of those things where when Stormy and I started talking about Bandwidth and Banter, I knew we had to have Wookiees because he is just one of those creative minds, one of those people that you just want to shower love on because he deserves it. And, go follow him. Buy his merch. He has the best merch. Go buy all of his stuff. Spend all of your money on him. It's mandatory after this episode. You have to. Absolutely have to. No, yes, you do.
No, to go do it. Okay, if anybody wants to do me a favor, whenever Drew goes live to derail her, just give her gift subs and then you watch the whole thing devolve into a nightmare of fun. Like I'm telling you, she has the best reactionary content I think I could ever ask for anybody.
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just watching her self-destruct is amazing.
He hasn't seen the jar yet, guys.
What jar?
Oh, you haven't seen the jar yet? Oh, wow. Okay.
What? I haven't been able to tune in because she's on. You both are on such like different like time scale
That's
differences
true.
from when I do.
That's true.
So like I never have the opportunity to raid you guys unless it's like on a weekend. I know Stormy, you've been online like once or twice occasionally.
Look at this. We got a surprise. Look at
This
that.
stream just got so much sexier in one go. Hello.
I didn't break any speed laws trying to get here before you signed off.
I mean, I would say if they told me that you were going to show up on this, I would have been here regardless of the situation.
I didn't know I was going to make it.
Yeah, you always make it for me.
Duh. Absolutely.
If anybody's unfamiliar, me and Fate here have a very much live and kicking bromance that Druid has been very gracious in allowing for the longest time. And you know what? There's no jealousy.
I was gonna say there was no allowing that. She had to deal with it.
You know, they may have gotten married, but let's be real, it was actually us that got married first.
It's true. Whatever it is. So we were giving an outro.
I know.
So if you want to say your piece about how wonderful.
Oh Lord. Can words describe it?
Yeah. Everybody follow Wookies and Cookies because he is the best bro. Gives the best hugs, whether they be physical or virtual.
Fact.
Yeah.
You're getting
and everything
so hard.
I know, and I'm excited.
I'll see you in Texas next week.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I made it here in time, so I just want to say hi to my good friend Wookies and Cookies, and of course to Stormy.
Thank you.
How you doing, Stormy?
Good to see you, sir.
I'm just a wandering traveler, and these folks were nice enough to home me for an hour or two.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you back to her.
Yeah, you know she has a job to do.
That was awesome. Thank you for the surprise.
Crashing it.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
Damn, he has great hair.
I know. That's my artistic skills right there. Not bragging or anything.
I mean, Stormy has some great hair too, but I mean.
Oh, I know. Stormy's hair is amazing.
You know, there's too much good hair. Why is my hair the only one that's bad here?
It's not bad. What are you talking about? Your hair's fine.
Hold on, let me.
You feeling better now?
Less self-conscious about it now.
My hair is
glorious gray locks and magnificent green locks over here. I'm Asian. I'm lucky to have this at my age.
Yeah. You know what, OG Blaze? We'll have to talk about the adventure of Fate's hair one of these days. Just remind me.
We don't have another 3 hours of time.
We
though.
don't.
Yeah, Storm's trying to get to a date, Druid.
With that, I want to thank Wookies and Cookies one more time, and appreciate you coming on the show. And we will look forward to checking out your stream and seeing you again in the future, sir. Appreciate that.
Oh, you know what? I'm lucky to even catch your guys' streams, and I love every moment I can be able to sit into it. So don't follow me. Send all your follows to these two, to Stormy and Druid, please. It's just I don't stream nearly enough, and you know they deserve it way more than me.
Friday nights are Phasmo nights.
Phasmo nights. Check out his stream tonight, right after this.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
If either one of you are ever free for Phasmophobia nights, and you guys ever want to experience the chaos that is Phasmophobia, I will happily have you guys on.
Well, how many people do you have on
PC?
your team?
Like I said, we can always have 4, but the 4th member is always rotated out if somebody wants to pop in.
Okay, I would definitely want to join at some point in time for funsies, maybe once a month or something. I've done it before with Riley Rhea, another streamer, and it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just we are definitely not PG-13 there, so I'm sorry ahead of time. Okay, that's all I got to put out there. But yeah, no, more than welcome. Absolutely.
All righty. Thanks again, brother. We'll see you next time.
Love you, Wookiees. Thank you so much again.
I love you all too.
I love you so much. You're so good.
Wow, Druid. Thank you so much for suggesting him and bringing him on the show. He's amazing.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I've caught his streams since you had suggested him and watched his streams, and I was happy to have him on the show. He's exactly the kind of peeps that we want to have in our network of friends. And
Absolutely.
he's the kind of person that brings joy to other people's lives, and that's exactly what the world needs more of. So.
Absolutely. No, it's like I said, when you and I were talking about interviewing people, bringing people on and all of that stuff, like 1000% Wookiees was one of the people that I knew we just had to bring him on, because I am biased because he is one of my friends in real life, but it's also he is just such a delightful person. He is genuinely so nice and so good, because like when I remember being really nervous going to play airsoft because I was a girl going into a guy's sport, not really knowing, anybody there except fate, obviously, and getting to meet everyone, like Wookiees just brought me in, embraced me in, like I was so excited to go back and go hang out and get to know everyone. And it was such a good feeling. And I just desperately want to share that with everyone. Like, he is such a good person.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that he's got a greght sense of humor and mad comedy skills. So
yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Like, I would totally sometime in the future, whatever might happen in the future, I think it would be fun too to, maybe if we ever get together, the bunch of us in person, play a one-shot D&D or something, or Pathfinder. That'd be a lot of fun. I would love that.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
No, Star Kitty. No, Star Kitty. No, Druid. We're not gonna put the jar on Bandwidth and Banter. I'm sorry, Druid. I have to draw the line. It works great on your stream.
Nowhere else. Honestly, it needs to be nowhere else, because that literally.
Okay. Well. Thank you so much, Druid, for having a great Bandwidth and Banter. I know you actually, speaking of D&D, you got that in about 18 minutes, so we better let you get going. Thanks again. And speaking of, so again, one more time, guys, check out Wookies and Cookies stream tonight. And then also, we're playing D&D tomorrow night. So
yes, we are.
Check us out. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks again.
Love you all so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.